am Helen Terry here at Soma Ranch, Montgomery, Texas, and I'm sharing with you here a lovely video clip of before and after Natasha's recent first Blue Monkey class, part of our 30-day Soma Movement Challenge. I thought I would share with you what Blue Monkey means. In another clip, I'll share how this all came about. But in summary, more than 25 years ago, I started teaching Blue Monkey classes, which is where someone other than the teacher usually provides the music for the class. Could be a fellow teacher, could be a participant in class, could be a collaborative, members of the community giving song requests. Then there's a choice. Either that person curates the playlist or shuffle is selected. And with this one, we chose the first option. I created the playlist, and it's a 30-minute playlist of music that I thought would ground Natasha, help Natasha, yet also stretch Natasha a little bit. It's almost like that phrase of something borrowed, something new, something blue, and all the rest of it. So I provided the music, Natasha provided the movements on the fly, improvising for the first time, taking a bold step for someone. As a teacher, Natasha is often well prepared. She puts time and energy and invests in the choreography and the patterns before class. And this is welcome to the other side. Sometimes, like life, what happens when we simply show up with what we've got and see what happens with music that we do not know. So I hope you enjoy the chat before and after class. And Natasha, well done. I think you did a great job, and such an example of how community can support and encourage, and a delightful experience. I feel like a beautiful movement class for me is like water, and then a fun Friday like a Blue Monkey is like that soda stream that puts bubbles into the water. There's this extra excitement for everybody. I think at the beginning, Natasha had a simultaneous nervous and excited all at the same time. In fact, someone in our community phrased that nervositis. Nervous. Anyway, nervous and excited. Enjoy the clip. Natasha! Well, good morning, everybody. I am Helen Terry, actually here in my kitchen at Soma Ranch. I'm super excited. I get excited on Fun Friday anyway. And then today is a special Fun Friday. Natasha, who's part of our teaching team, an amazing rock star teacher, as we like to say, she has offered to teach her first Blue Monkey. And I remember a while back, Natasha, you were saying something like, oh, I would never do that, or that's not my thing. And then here you are teaching your first Blue Monkey. I like your shirt too. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling it all. I'm feeling excited and really nervous. Um, really nervous. And there's this thing I do when I'm feeling extremely nervous about something, where I pull myself out of my situation. So just to gain some perspective, it's not that I'm dismissing or minimizing the feelings and the sensations that I'm experiencing. And sometimes I need to draw myself out. So I literally visualize myself leaving my body and looking down at life and everything that's going on in my family, and then I expand to my neighborhood, to communities, to a global perspective. And it helps to give me perspective. All of a sudden my 30-minute NIA class it's just a 30-minute NIA class. There's so much more going on, and in 30 minutes, well, in about 45 minutes, I'm going to be through on the other side, and all of this will be a memory. And then I'll take a nap.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. What a beautiful lesson in life of keeping things in perspective, and then also remembering the little pockets where we can find joy no matter what. sort of thing. Yeah, that, hey, I get to move to music and connect with other people and stretch myself and I do like to say, hopefully, like, none of us are forcing you to do this, yeah, and this is like the safe risk, yeah, this is the safe stretch. You know that you're in an environment where you're safe, you're in an environment where you're experienced both as a participant and as a teacher, and all those things can happen. And now let's do the scoop before you start. I do have some things to help you if you want them. Do you want some
Okay.
help?
Sure. Yeah. I'll
All
take
right.
it.
So one thing is, if all else fails, usually people say if all else fails, call out free dance. But you have something before that. I would say if all else fails, draw from your wisdom of bloom. If all else fails, for each song, trust me, bloom could help you, right? So that's just a little helper thing. And I invite you to ground and breathe and enjoy this experience. So what's happened here is I created the playlist for Natasha, and my creative process, I didn't know where I was going at the beginning. And then in the process, I realized what was happening. I think, first of all, I had a list of 40 songs that I just randomly thought, oh, what would be a gentle blue monkey beginning for Natasha? And also, what songs do I think Natasha would like? What songs would Natasha like to move to? But then what evolved from that was there are songs that's really a message about our group. It's funny, there are songs that is a message to you, Natasha, that basically about how in this group we are safe, we belong, everybody is honored for their uniqueness. We hope that people have a great time. We hope that people have fun here. And for me, all the songs are a message for you, Natasha, for us as the teaching team, for all community that do class, and then also, like you said, going beyond that of let's see if we can bring some joy and some healing to this world. For sure, we need some of that, don't we? Yeah. So the deal is, Paul has the music. Has he passed it on to? So I create the playlist. Paul then converted into Spotify, and you're now going to send it to Natasha.
Yeah, yeah. And that's
Oh.
Natasha, it's interesting you talk about going out, because I often will be, if I'm losing my mind, which happens quite frequently, um, it'll be, oh, there's my breath. Oh, there's the sensation of the floor. Oh, there's that sound in the music. That's an interesting sound. Like I'll sometimes bring it down to the like the smallest sensation in that um attempt to find that breath. Um, I have the link ready to send you, but I don't know when you're gonna want. When do you want it?
Well, we're
Um,
3 minutes to 9, so I think it's time.
to make sure that you can have it ready to go.
I don't know that any of you have even done this where you had no clue what the music was. Helen, have you ever?
Yes, when back in the day when there were deep CDs, once a month I would have someone in my class would create a playlist for me, and one time Megan, it was Megan, yeah, it was all like Broadway show music or something for the whole class. So Paul has sent the music.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, okay.
I just
Go.
did.
Elaine, do you want to have a quick give her well wishes? We've got 2 minutes. I know that I don't want to make more stress, but while Natasha's finding that playlist, what do you want to share, Elaine?
Oh, I'm so excited for this. And then what people don't know in the background, that we knew what the playlist was. And then Paul started saying, oh, I don't know how she's going to make out with the Gregorian chanting and stuff. And I'm like,
After
oh,
the
Paul,
polka.
that
Yeah.
and the polka, that's just mean. But anyway, all jokes aside, I'm so excited for you, Natasha. Like, you are going to
Aw.
rock this. And
You are, absolutely. Megan chiming in.
Thank you,
Go,
Yeah,
everybody.
go.
that's lovely, Megan. Okay, everyone, let's just unmute for a minute and just say, go Natasha or something. Let's see how many people can go.
yay,
Ready?
Oh, Natasha!
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 Go, go, go!
You got this!
You got
You got
this!
this!
Yay!
Natasha!
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 You got this.
Thank you. Received. I'll look out to you, and you can give me a hint on where to go. Okay, I think I've got the playlist. Let me do a quick sound check. Can you hear that okay?
That's great. And just checking, that is not the first song.
No.
Good. And you don't have shuffle on?
No.
All right. That sounds good.
Okay.
Simple focus and intent, darling. You've got this.
Okay.
Ground and breathe.
All right. Is everybody muted? Can you take care of that, Helen or Paul? Make sure everybody's on mute so the music doesn't...
Totally. I got it for the whole class.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Focus and intent. What was my focus? My focus was form and freedom. So we're going to play with form and freedom with the intention to have a fun, fabulous time. That's it. That's it. All right. All right, let's step in. Okay, hang on. Okay, let's step in. Actually, let's do a body awareness walk. Let's just walk around the space for a moment and sense our bodies. Notice sensation. Sense your feet grounded. Notice your breath. Be with your body. Okay, that's all. Let's step in. Okay. Oh, what happened to my music? Closed stance. Hands to heart.
Thank you. Way to go, Natasha.
I'm not even PMSing. And I was crying through like half of that. Half of it was nerves and half of it was emotion from the music. And
I hope half of it
thank
was
you,
joy,
everybody, for being here.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Really lovely.
I don't
Lovely,
know that I'll
lovely.
do that again. I'm glad I got it. I get to check it off my list now and move on. And I'm not sure that I'll do it again, but it was an experience I wanted to experience. So thank you for being part of it.
I'm sure you will. If you watch it back, you will see how beautiful it was. Lovely, lovely moves. Really beautiful. So well done. Really enjoyable.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you.
And dovetailing on what Brenda said, I was amazed. For the first time, girl, you strung together some complex katas.
Absolutely.
Just, wow. Everything
Thank
Brenda
you.
said and complexity. It was amazing. Beautiful.
Oh, thank
And
you.
you seemed quite natural. Your voice did come and your cueing came. I think you eased your way into it. I think you need another round.
Let's give it a couple months. Aw, thank you for the encouragement. Yeah, the words, it was funny. The words were just not coming, and I just decided to let that go. That was just a layer that I didn't need to deal with today. So I thought as long as I keep moving, that's what's most important.
Okay, I'm so freaking proud of you right now.
Aww.
And the music choices that Helen picked for you were perfection. And I agree with Sarah. There were a couple of delicious katas that you kept adding another little bit to it, like the stepping back on the ball of the foot, and then the lateral travel and a turn, and you just kept like onion layering it on, like, okay, they got this, they can do one more thing. I thought it was excellent and so fun, and congratulations. And I smiled through the whole thing as you found your words and your voice and your breathing slowed down. Then you were throwing a few pearls out. I was like, okay, she's in, she's got it.
Oh, thanks, Elaine. Confession, the only thing I did to prepare was I just brought to mind some of my favorite katas that I felt would go well with just about any music. Like Helen has her simple kata formula, right? So there was one from Levity that was the sequence with the turn. So that just clicked with the music. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to relax and I've got this. Like, this is muscle memory for me. And then, oh my gosh, it was such a welcomed break, I guess, mental break when We Are Family came in, because it's got that disco-y retro vibe and same beat as Play That Funky Music, which Helen gave me in February. And so I just used the choreography from Play That Funky Music and it fit like a charm. It was perfect. I would say the most challenging one was Heal the World. That was the most challenging. Like, it was the most heartfelt, and at the same time, it was challenging to find movement too. I just wanted to stand there and sway the whole time. And then when I brought that slow clock in, it was okay, but it was very slow. And yeah. Oh.
I thought what you did in the beginning about, grounding us and yourself was so brilliant. Because, if I were in your position too, I would be like butterflies. And so to just take a minute, like, it's almost like you were doing it. I don't know, maybe you were doing it for yourself, maybe you weren't, but you were about to go into it and we're like, no, let's walk around the room. Let's take a body scan. It was like you were calming yourself down.
Exactly.
It's so hard to do when you're nervous. I mean, trust me, I get anxiety. I get performance anxiety. I totally get it. And you did really well.
Thank you. Well, like Paul said in the beginning, noticing sensation. That's why I did the body awareness walk. I had to bring myself back to my body while keeping that bigger picture in mind and staying connected to all that is. So it's a dance for sure, noticing and being with yourself, and then being with everything. Hi, good to have you back.
What's that?
Oh, Irene had her hand up. I said, good to have you back. Sorry, Tippy, I didn't notice you unmuted. Go ahead, Tippy.
Oh, okay. Your moves were so flowing and so graceful and so relaxed that I mean, this is kind of a weird thing to say, but my knee sweeps today were so graceful and so comfortable, more than they ever have been. I don't like doing knee sweeps. I don't know why, but I just don't. But I don't know. So there was something about your energy that just allowed this gracefulness in me today. So you did a wonderful job, just a wonderful job. And I felt relaxed the whole entire time. I know you probably did not, but your vibe and your energy allowed that.
Thank you. Thank you. I actually didn't enjoy knee sweeps in the beginning when I first started doing Nia, particularly with my left side. I had this funky thing going on in my hip, and I'd experienced like this click, click, click. But that has improved, and now I've found a way to sweep and not experience that discomfort. And I love knee sweeps now, especially in a flowy song. And in terms of the nervousness, yeah, I have this funny thing going on in me. It's like this split where I'm relaxed and nervous at the same time. And I don't know if that comes from, like some of you know, I used to do baton twirling in competitions. And before I went on the floor to compete, of course, I had that sensation of nervousness and excitement and anticipation. And I'm the type of person when I'm nervous, I need to have quiet time. So I would go and retreat and just really focus on, I'd visualize myself moving through the routine with precision and ease. And that really helped me. So I don't know, it's like a grounded nervousness. My legs were shaky the whole time. I was very aware of the shaky legs, and I kept really trying to bring my focus back to grounding, rooted, and it would work for a little bit, and then my legs would start to flutter again. But it's just practice, doing it over and over again. And Irene, you're muted. Or maybe you're not muted, but we're not hearing you.
Using the wrong microphone. There's a lot going on in my life right now. I had a friend pass away yesterday, spent a couple hours yesterday helping one of my long-term best friends do all of her paperwork because she's dying. And to me, one of the signs of a good Nia class is when I feel calm and comfortable enough to sob for a little bit when I need to, and I did today. And so your ability to manage your emotions made a safe place for me, and I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you. Brenda.
Can I give you all a message from Helen with Helen's apologies? She had to leave to help a friend who had a 911 call. She sends you love. She saw the beginning of the class and she'll get back to you afterwards. But apologies from Helen that she had to go. I'm sure when she sees it, she'll be so proud of what you've done. I've been listening to you saying that you felt nervous. But to me, that did not show at all. I know as a teacher, a senior teacher, the number of times I've stood on a platform absolutely trembling and thinking I can't do this. But in the end, you do and you get through. But truly, Natasha, the nerves did not show at all. It was beautiful. You moved beautifully. The fact that there weren't cues, to me, didn't matter because your visual demonstration of the moves that you were doing was so clear that I could follow you. And it was beautiful. So well done, my darling. Well done.
Thank you. Paul.
So, Natasha, so all of the things, I agree with all of the things. And I invite you, if you're brave enough to watch the recording, that song that you were like, I don't know what this is. You remember that? I think it's the fourth song.
Yeah.
There was an interesting, good shift in your energy where it felt like you really clicked into that relaxed, alert waiting. Like you're like, where's the beat? What's the phrasing? What's the...
Yes. It had a weird start.
No, I felt like that was the clearest time I really saw you clicking into what this process is of listening, crafting, and that song was great. I mean, the whole thing was great, but there was just an interesting moment there where, because the other songs you had a certain familiarity with, so there was...
Yes.
There was so I don't know exactly, but there was almost a fuzziness between like familiarity and things I know, whereas there was a really stark moment of, I have no idea what this is, and I gotta listen, and I gotta ground, and I've gotta craft, and you did it. I'm not critical, like there's no like part of me that's like, she blew it there. It was actually a really fascinating moment of you. It felt like you were really clicked. You really clicked into, you couldn't be nervous. You couldn't be, because you were all about your ears at that moment. You were all about like, oh, okay. And so I could be completely wrong about what happened there, but it was an interesting moment for me as a participant in a good way. So there.
What you're saying is absolutely true. The songs, like the first song, I forget which one, it was a Lauren Daigle song that I've danced with Helen at Soma Ranch. So when that song came on, my body was remembering some of her choreography, and I was in warm-up, so I had to really like do my best to separate myself from that and stay with with myself and the music and create something new. And then the George Michael's song and We Are Family, like those I've heard a million times before, and I'm sure I've seen them at dance shows and stuff like that. So it's true, when there's something that I like, the one song that I had never heard before, I was just blank, and in a good way. And I also noticed, like, midway into the song, that it had a very repetitive rhythm and beat, so it was fairly easy to stay with. And my favorite moves, I think, was that the one that I was doing the tap tap open and the cross behind. Yeah. So my favorite moves are cross front cha 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 and cross. I love those patterns of crossing and then cha-cha-cha. I love the danciness in those, and they fit really nicely. So I felt at home once I landed those moves with that music. Yeah, it's fun. It's all fun. And I loved the playlist. What a gift. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I'll do something with this. Like maybe I will choreograph something to this routine, or go back. I will watch my recording, not today. I find when I watch my recording the same day, I don't see it very well. The inner critic is just, yeah. I'll step out of a class feeling great, and then I'll watch the recording and go, oh. But if I watch it like weeks later or even months later, often I'll see it differently. I don't know why. But yeah, so I'll visit it at some point. Kathy, are you saying bye, or did you want to say something?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to say distance, but I did want to say, I think it would be good if you tried it again. I mean, I love the way you did it. I just think, I remember one time when I was trying to learn a routine, and I wrote to my first white belt teacher, and I was like, how do you do this? I don't understand. And I was like, I'm trying to do X, Y, Z. And she's like, you're skipping the raw stage. You're totally skipping that. And I'm like, oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just being so cued into the music, and it's so hard when you don't, of course, know the music, but in a way it's also kind of a gift when you don't know the music. Anyway, I think you did a great job, like I said.
Thank you.
And I don't know. I feel like for me anyway, I have a similar drive to really get things right and do them right and plan it and all that, and I often find that when I do that, that's when I actually am in my least authentic. And then I really dislike that. So I, as a teacher too, I'm trying to learn how to plan but not plan. But not plan, plan, but go where their student is going if the student has something that is really interesting.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Well, unless there's anything else, I think it's time for us to click off. Today is Friday. I think Helen's on tomorrow for the double 5 stages and Saturday Nia. So maybe I will see you then. And then Irene, you're back next week? Back to teaching? Yes?
Oh, actually, I think Helen's teaching the first week on Wednesday, and then I'm teaching the rest of the month.
That would make sense, because I think Wednesday is the first, right? Tuesday's Halloween, it's the 31st.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you teaching in a week and a bit. And Paul, Elaine, what do you have coming up? Any idea? We're moving into November. Our brains are like, oh, what's the schedule for November? I know I've got a couple of Tuesdays.
Lots of gratitude and thanks. That's all I got right now.
Yeah, same. I think I have a fun Friday. I think I have a Tuesday, and then I think I'm team teaching with Natasha.
Yes, it's our turn.
And then I think we might be doing a jam this month, maybe.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Maybe.
Yes, we got lots of good stuff in the plan. So we hope to see you again in November, everybody. Thanks again for being here. I really did feel your support, and I really honor this experience. And thank you, Helen. Okay. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Way to go, Natasha.
Half of it was nerves and half of it was emotion from the music. And
I was amazed. For the first time, girl, you strung together some complex kata.
I'm so freaking proud of you right now.
Aww.
And the music choices that Helen picked for you were perfection. And you just kept like onion layering it on, like, okay, they got this. They can do one more thing. I thought it was excellent.
You know, you were about to go into it and we're like, no, let's walk around the room. Let's take a body scan. It was like you were calming yourself down.
Exactly.
So hard to do when you're nervous.
Well, like Paul said in the beginning, noticing sensation. That's why I did the body awareness walk. I had to bring myself back to my body while keeping that bigger picture in mind and staying connected to all that is.
Your moves were so flowing and so graceful and so relaxed. My knee sweeps today were so graceful and so comfortable, more than they ever have been. So there was something about your energy that just allowed this gracefulness in me today. Aww. You did a wonderful job. I felt relaxed the whole entire time. Your vibe and your energy allowed that.
And to me, one of the signs of a good Nia class is when I feel calm and comfortable enough to sob for a little bit when I need to, and I did today. Your ability to manage your emotions made a safe place for me, and I really appreciate that.
Go, go, go. You got this.
You got this.
Thank you. Received.